Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. Let me introduce the first semi-finalist in this Korean StarCraft 2 League Summer Slam. Not a Protoss we deserve, but a Protoss we need right now. It is the #1 Protoss in the world. It's herO. But on the other side, his nemesis. So many times he's gone up against him. And so many times he's been on the losing end. It's the final boss. It's Dark. Already. With some Zerglings out. Yes, the Korean StarCraft 2 League, a league you guys put together via Patreon supporters. Something for the Korean StarCraft 2 scene and these amazing players so we can see more of them. And if you want to see more good games for the fans and the Korean StarCraft 2 League, well, first, like, subscribe to unlock the description and check out their Patreon. And Jimmy, what are we at? 1,122 likes, and I'll cast another series. And you know what? We haven't even gotten to the final, so I'll probably do it anyways. But I'm very excited for this best-of-5 Protoss versus ZERG. Honestly, the Korean StarCraft 2 League, on top of the GSL and the ESL, and all those Pro Tour tournaments, has brought us some of the best games of the year. Dark versus, well, the world, to be honest. herO versus Dark has been a repeated matchup, though not both of these players can get through. So we'll have to see who it's going to be on this fateful day. A Phoenix first. Yeah, I won't go reminiscing about the old matchups when we have a perfectly good one right in front of us right now. A Phoenix first is worth noting. Indeed, something a little different to knock out that Overlord scouting early on. Going to be taking a very quick third behind it. Not even bothering to try to pressure with the Oracles, but instead starts with the Phoenix. Going to annoy some of these Overlords to death. Well, just the one on the other side. The rest are unlikely to die. The Queens are close enough. Spore Crawlers in production. And as Dark understands that this is likely going to be followed up by an Oracle, the all lift and burn strategy, though not going to happen here. It looks like as long as there's a buddy queen to back it up, it's going to be hard to really get underneath. And herO looking for an opportunity. The tag team duo of the Oracle and the Phoenix, something we haven't seen for quite a bit. But the Twilight Forge and Robo behind are definitely more along typical lines. But I want to point out that herO only has one Oracle, and that's a very quick Robo, which I was getting to it, herO. Could you just let me finish? Charge lots. A big charge lot timing. Looks like it is in our future here. 2 more gates already. That shouldn't be the end of it, unless he's going to go all the way up to Templar. He does have the gas at the natural, so very likely we're going to see a Templar Archives alongside this gateway explosion. 6 more gates. And Dark is droning. He's got +1 melee on the way. He's getting more gases. He's just chilling. It is a little bit of an odd opener, but not so much so that I think he's going to be too incredibly concerned at the moment. Very notably, getting a Baneling Nest, but no Roach for it. Which, an interesting choice so far. Is herO just going with the Sentry version? He has all this gas. He actually picked up the drone. Oh my god. Put him down. Put him down. Put it down. Let me expand. Well, marginally delaying the expansion. Oh my god. Wait. Okay, those are Zealots in the Prism. Dark spots it. There are no sentries in there. Dark actually has vision all over the map, and not just from Overlords. Trying to chase, but a Octo Warpin. 8 charge lots. Well, soon to be charge lots. +1, pretty close, but +1 melee, as well as the Baneling Nest already being completed. Stasis here. Good surface area so far on the Queens. Tries to negate the stasis, does a pretty great job of it. There's already so many Zerglings on the field here. And warping it, down goes the Oracle. Charge Lot's trying to form a line, but the Zerglings are ripping through it. And the Queens are closing in. The Zealots just fighting heads up with the Zerglings. It looks like they will win the day, but not enough of them survive. Banelings counterattack on the other side. 15 probes down, and some of them just will be back. They waddle right on out. Their work here is done. Actually, too many Banelings to succeed. Some more Banelings in the main. The Charge Lot's in the oddest situation of running away from the Banelings, which are also a melee unit. A weird version of reverse magnetism there. Now the Charge Lots are slicing through many of the drones as they try to escape their clutches. 8 drones down so far. herO definitely taking larger hits. More Charge Lots warping in, pre-splitting. Another one of the most odd possible situations. Some Queens going down. Sliced up by the Charge Lots. More. Good positioning. Honestly, that Evo chamber and the Baneling nest making things real difficult. The drones now under the side blade, and 11 drones taken out. There's that Templar Archives. I was wondering about the Templar Archives, because if I might draw your attention to herO's gas count, he has 1,300. Okay, unless he's looking to corner the market and drive up prices, which, you know, it might be the best economic strategy for Protoss nowadays, then I have no idea what he's going to do besides the Templar. But apparently we're going to get there eventually. Isn't going to be taking out the hatchery, instead fighting the Queens straight up. The Queens actually getting all up in their business right now. No such thing as social distancing with royalty. And Dark holds on to all his hatcheries, many of his drones, but overall, I'd say about even on the returns here. In fact, well, now that Dark has some Archons to contend with, and herO still maintains a decent probe count. He's recovered from the Banelings of earlier. Some more coming in, but the Archons just bullying their way through. Just terrible, terrible damage to those roaches. Ripping through the Queens as well. herO finding a lot of success here. Dark going to lose his 4th hatchery. He's even supply blocked as well. That hatchery providing the only extra supply. And, well, herO off to a strong start. Besides the bit of... Oh, and nothing in the wall, because herO would be the best Protoss to benefit from the existence of a door. But unfortunately, that technology still not uncovered. +2 melee. The fateful upgrade for Banelings is completed, though. As is their speed. Correct? Yes. There's a reason that speed upgrade is so focused on. There's a speed upgrade for almost every ZERG unit. Creep itself is a speed upgrade. So it shouldn't be surprising. It's a main focus. Zergs and rushing go together like cake and icing. Sure, that's the one. Oh, come on. Close the door. He recalled. Well, yeah, I'm surprised, too, that there's an entire Protoss army just chilling there. More Banelings rolling in. This casual Baneling roll-by will be shut down by a surprisingly comprehensive force of Protoss. Another very awkward chase happening. The Zealot will die. Archon drop. So now we're gonna play the early game. Okay, I see. It's upside down day. Now herO is going to do Archon drop harass, while Dark upgrades +1 ranged attack. So that, yeah. Okay. And then we're going to go back to our corners and build up to a more mid-game army. We're just ignoring the entire Charge Lot versus Zergling Baneling battle we had for like 5 minutes. And moving on into a not particularly standard, but recognizable Ravager Bane versus Archon Charge Lot Immortal. Robobay has done some Colossi being mixed into the army composition. Double Colossus production has begun. Definitely something to contend with, though not particularly great against the Roach Ravager. Giving you any stability against the Lings and Banelings is always very helpful. Observer spots the army coming in. Archon count growing dramatically. Charge log counter being cleaned up. Dark didn't even bother trying to expand down there. Pretty sure. herO now has to hold against the onslaught of Dark. There is no infestation pit, but he does have +2 melee and +1 ranged attack. Dangerous upgrades. But herO is adding his own. Now the main attack is happening up to the north. Banelings rolling through right into the overcharged shield battery. Overcharged no longer. Corrosive Bios landing in the midst of the Archons. A couple go down. Phoenix also here. 9 probes to the +2 Banelings. More rolling in towards the natural as well. There's no door! The Zealots will hold what they, well, the closest thing to it. But he ends up losing a lot of them as well. Dark actually dipping in supplies. His economy isn't incredible. And the army composition of herO, if he's able to bring it all together, or even land a disruptor hit. Oh, it looked okay, but he actually only ended up getting a Ravager and a Roach, I think, there. Well, so far, herO, though, still taking a slightly better fight economically. +2 ranged, or +2 Protoss weapons about to complete as well. Big upgrade for those Archons, as well as the Colossi. Wow, that's an awkward recall. Oh my god. Does he pick up a Baneling? Those Banelings, so dangerous. More Zerglings into the natural while he's on the run. Another Bane, 17 kills. Those +2 Banes, just absolutely devastating. I do agree, maybe a bit too devastating. Dark uses Banelings. This is how you make a dual herO. Well, as they say, either you die a hero, or live long enough to become Dark. The Roach Ravager scampering on by, herO losing a huge chunk of his economy. 45 probes up against 70 drones. No infestation pit yet is the only saving grace here for herO. Is that Dark doesn't have access to hive tech. He doesn't have Vipers. He doesn't have hive tech infestors. And without him, this is still a dangerous army for Dark to deal with. The charge lots easily dodging away from the corrosive bow. Zerglings into the third, ransacking whatever's left of the economy. Drones falling. Corrosive biles as well. Chases down the queens. Purification Nova hits home. Roach Ravager picking up a whole bunch of these Archons here. That Templar does not have Storm. It really wishes it did. herO dropping dramatically in the worker count. His army supply is still very good. The Colossi getting distracted in a way only Colossi could. Archons fighting drones. The drones potentially winning. The drones take out an Archon. That Warp Prism is incredibly important. Juggling the Immortals here. Back and forth. Still has 3 Immortals against half a dozen Ravagers. Dark is trying to pull it together. How come when these two face, it always ends in chaos? Well, I'm not particularly surprised to see that it's come to this. The Disruptors, though, wandering into the Roaches, easily taken out. The Disruptors, he's not paying attention. And Dark is ripping him to... Somehow a Disruptor made it into the main before waking up. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the creek, right? It's just going to be an Immortal drop. Oh no, the Lord of Chaos. Dark survives. It looked like herO might be able to battle his way through, but no. Not this time. Game 1 will go to Dark. So it begins. It looked like herO... That is like the 7th time this year I've seen that happen to those two. On that map. Alright, I'm willing to get more specific. As somehow they both avoid direct confrontation until they confront every part of each other at once, which sounded weirdly intimate. And you know what? It is. So, let's get to some more confrontation here. Jimmy, please. Game 2, Goresman. herO had a lot going for him, but Dark just seemed to maneuver his way out of the brunt of it. Really working those +2 Banelings. An existential threat to the economy. I do agree. If there is something that is able to take out such a ridiculous portion, especially of probes, but of workers and generals, almost instantaneously with a very difficult, pretty much in one shot, we probably should look at dealing with it, as long as it's not a Terran unit. and I do approve of that, of the changes in the new patch. +2 banelings, no longer one-shotting probes, though I think there are more elegant ways to go about it. And also nerf the Widowmine. It's not time here. No Terrans here somehow. But we may be knocking out the only Protoss. At this rate, well, it's looking dicey. But herO actually has a winning record against Dark. Overall. Jimmy, do we have the stats to back that up? I could just make it up. Nobody's gonna vet me on that. But, while we have a moment, I'll do it. I remember them having a... Yeah, I'm just gonna look at their rivalries. Wow. His nemesis is herO. Dark's nemesis is herO. Because he's actually lost the most series to herO ever of anyone. In fact, herO has won 26 more games. Can I get an actual number on this? That's actually crazy to me. Wow. Well, so actually, herO is Dark's greatest nemesis, which seems thematically appropriate as well. In games overall, Dark has won 105 matches. herO has won 131 matches. Is that matches or games? That is matches, so not even games. Crazy. They played 250 matches. So I'm not... When I say this is a storybook, like we've seen it before, I might be underselling it for once. Not even enough clickbait on that one. Which is why I think so often they come off evenly matched right up until the game devolves into total chaos. And then it's a coin flip. A coin flip that seems a little weighted towards herO's side. That is, of course, over the last 13 years of StarCraft 2. Though the majority of those... Or, no, actually, that's just Legacy of the Void. Either way, though. Moving on. We've gotten to the Oracle phase. We can talk about the game now. Yes, yes. And this time it's going to be Moracles. Back to something a little more typical. Still the Stargate. But anything that deviates... Though herO is the one who came up with the the 3 Oracle build. Or at least standardized it. The Triumvirate build. Anything that isn't the 3 Oracles is already kind of considered out there, different, creative, dangerous. Maybe not in that particular order. Risky, doubtful. Twilight and Forge behind, as is customary, and this looks like it's going to be Blink and +1. Also kind of setting up as natural as a potential defensive bulwark here. I'm not sure how much of that is the intent, but I have to assume so, as when you set up your base as Protoss, you have to be thinking about the future, about the banelings and zerglings that are going to try to get in, and almost certainly, with Dark, will succeed at some point. There's the Blink. There's the +1. No Robo as of yet. It looks like he's really economically focused. But we see a super quick 4th as well. Dark with +1 melee. He knows what he wants. And a lair on the way. herO gonna try a bit of an adept shade by here. See if we can find anything. He can find a whole lot of Zerglings who are very interested in him. And that will discourage any further activities for now. Just enough to kind of maybe push back the creep here. You can use some Revelation. And burning up that 4th base. herO denies it, but Dark already has another one. Started up to the north side. Oh my god, that's a real Zergling. And why wouldn't it be? Just kind of showed up. Tried to get in. Oracles. Burning through a couple drones. Dark gonna replace him immediately. Already 5 more gates on the way. I gotta say, very clean start here for herO. No losses at home. Plenty of gates in production. He's gonna go to 11, 12. 11 gates. Storm on the way. There's nothing wrong with an odd number. In fact, I think he's just hedging for when he can't warp in immediately every time. When the Adepts find an opportunity, the Zerglings are frozen on the other side. And that was most of Dark's defense here. This is not going to be a deadly timing, but it is certainly going to be hurtful. As this was the time when Dark needed to start building units, not replacing drones. He's at 70, dipping a little. Ends up losing 9 drones to the Adepts. Zerglings come back, but it's a little late for them. That is an uber quick hive. Incredibly fast. Lurker Den on the way alongside it. So he's rushing hive upgrades for those lurkers. Though, he's a little supply blocked here, and that's going to slow him down a bit. Honestly, this is lining up very nicely for herO. As long as he has any sort of detection for the initial lurkers. Here, Dark doesn't even have any Hydras yet. So, it does make it difficult to get any lurkers if you don't have Hydras, in my experience. He's building 12 more drones right now. And herO's not really moving out. I don't think he realizes... Wait, did he see the He did not see the infestation, but he saw the Hydra Den, which might be intimidating him a bit. Yeah, he didn't see the hive. He didn't see the infestation pit. So he doesn't realize that Dark is sprinting towards the upgraded lurkers. And the window for herO to maybe do some damage before those come online, it's closing quickly. As the hive is about to complete. Now herO has everything he wants of his setup. He's got his 4th base. He's got his upgrades. He's got his storm. We got the robotics facility. Okay, stop being so dramatic. We got the robotics facility done. Sorry, I was getting, I don't know. It was weird. Charge on the way. Is that the first robo? Yeah, just the one. Oracles may want to take... Oh, they missed the lurker by that much, but the lurker is implied when the Hydras show up. Especially with Dark, especially in this matchup. If he's not being aggressive, lurkers are on the way. He builds a second robo. He builds a robo bay. He probably would have done it anyways. But... Oh yeah, 5 cannons, 3 shield batteries. All we're missing is a fleet beacon at this stage of the game. As here on Gresvin, we see so many games go to that end game stage. A very suspicious... there's the +1 air weapons. Phoenixes on the way. Well, at least one Phoenix. Probably to knock out that Overseer, because Nidus... Oh my god, he pre-built cannons in his main. Yeah, I think this guy's played Dark before. I'm starting to get the impression he knows what Dark wants to do. As the Nidus was already in production, as herO was building cannons in his main. Did he see the Nidus? No. But he felt it. And there's the fleet beacon. 3 more Stargates. The Oracles can hold the line for now, but the onslaught has begun. The lurkers are on the field. Shield battery overcharge. Gonna try to keep it together. Hydras targeted down. Zerglings ripping through. The lurkers getting the damage done for now. herO already struggling. He is far from a carrier transition. Is there detection? Oh, he does have an observer here. Warping and Zealots. Hydras get one of the Oracles. Loses the Phoenix as well. Adrenal glands are done. And this is before the lurkers have their full upgrades. Dark is heavy on the ground, whereas herO is trying to reach for the skies. And right now it looks like Dark is going to drag him right back to the deck. Oh my god. Trying to hit Zerglings. Trying to catch water in your hands. Maybe you'll get some of it, but it won't last long and it won't be enough. Down goes the pylon powering one of the robos. Disruptor production will be delayed further. Baneling speed, +3 melee attack, and +2 ranged attack in production simultaneously, as Dark is ready for another round. He's got 92 drones. 92! That's a lot! That's like the year he was born. And, okay, now that one I can't back up either. I think he's actually 20 now. But close enough. Jimmy, no, we don't have time for dumb stats like this. Be nice if Dark was older than me. Disruptor shot. Get out of the way, Archons. Banelings, where you gonna go? They're walled in! They're 2 shield batteries blocking like 40%. The things Protoss will do. Those shield batteries block like half the mining at this base. He has to go all the way around. Oh my god, it's so painful. Disruptor volley. Mildly inconveniences at least 1 lurker. Another shot. Several zerglings. Another shot. That one was pretty good. Banelings rolling in. Storms! Hydra's wading through. And herO's army is just crumbling. Another shot. That one hits a decent amount of Hydras. herO lost 14 probes somewhere throughout this. And Dark, the onslaught continues. Remember when herO made 3 more Stargates and a fleet beacon? Those are looking pretty optimistic now. Maybe you shouldn't have bought that second house. Don't worry, just get a mothership and it'll solve all your problems. You can't go into debt if you're dead. Disruptor. Taken out right before it connects. Zerglings ripping through the base. 21 probes slaughtered. Double the supply for Dark. And his nemesis. To shreds, I say. It looks like Dark is looking to turn this rivalry around. That's gonna be 2. This is not a base trade. Not like last game. Last game, herO had hope. But a Dark Knight rises. It ain't gonna be enough. Dark dominating herO right now. herO tried to get everything. Dark cut off. He could have gone all the way to Mass Lurker. He could have tried for a bunch of Vipers. He saw the opportunity as soon as he had the first Hydra timing. Only a few Lurkers in the mix. We've seen Dark with 30 before. He didn't need them. He knew herO was teching hard. And that means Dark is already in your Korean StarCraft 2 League SummerSlam semifinals. Match point. All right, herO. What do you got for us? All right, gonna block the hatchery. Classic. Got knocked out already. But also a tactic we've seen many times before. Is it time for a obligatory Glaive Adept timing? Maybe... Honestly, maybe DT drop? Into Archons? I don't think Disruptor drop. Disruptor drop. Unless it's Has. And then it's Has shooting himself. Like, but somehow winning anyway. I think, he just reached too far. You can't get away with going Storm, and Blink, and Charge, and Mass Forge, and Fleet Beacon, and Robo Bay. Like, it was he went for the tech shrubbery. All right? He went for a redwood on a, what's a bonsai budget. Is it bonsai? Not bonsai, bonsai. The mini trees. And I think they're mini trees because they take very careful care of them, not like because they're actually small trees. Protoss are plant-based, so it does kind of track here, but in this case, you did not have the ability. You just, like, 4 bases is a lot, but you also need to have an army. Cannons do nothing against Dark. In fact, they just anger him, it seems. As between the Banelings and the Lurkers, those static defenses, not looking very static for long. Stargate is on the way, so sticking to it. Not surprising. Not even disappointing. Just interesting. I need to make sure you know how to feel. Very important when we see the same build, give or take, 3 times in a row. Game 1 was a bit different with the charge lot timing, but we did end up in a relatively standard big game. But that was a tenuous balance. First Oracle glides out of the Stargate. Metabolic boost, though, completed for the Zerglings. Not sure how that really relates, but sounded like something to add in at that point. There's only so many times you can cast an Oracle coming out of the Stargate at like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Fighting some queens. I don't know, 2 drones? 3 drones? Permanent damage on the Oracle, though. The Zerglings on the other side being annoying. That Adept tucks itself back in just in time. Gateway's opening up. Evolution chamber. Dark, if it ain't broke, then Dark will break it. I know. I meant when it comes to builds. The +1 melee into +2, and then filling in the amount of ranged attack you need. It's like cooking for Dark. He's cooking up a tournament victory, and also adds in just enough of the Ling Bane, throws in some Hydra's Band, surprisingly little Roach Ravager. In fact, I don't even know if he had roaches. I think he had roaches in the last game. No? Game 1 he definitely did, but well, looks like the exchange will continue. Might be able to get one of the drones. Oh, wait a second. Oh, he split the Adepts. Clever girl. And might be able to burn through the Queens here. Yeah, it loses 1 Oracle. Tried to hold on! Ooh, beautiful. Just strobing those drones. Gets a dozen between the Adepts and the Oracles. Gets out with 200. Oh, wait, he's not done. Oh, my God. 15 drones. Oh, that is significant damage. Some might even call it terrible, but I wouldn't go that far quite yet. 15 drones at a tenuous time. It was before the 50 drone mark, give or take. So around that 50 drone mark is when you have the economy. Like, look at the incomes. So 15 drones. Now, follow along. 15 drones is 15 larvae, as well as 750 minerals. 50 minerals apiece. So when you get to about 50 drones is when it becomes not too hard to replace them. It's really still the larva that is the issue. But you do have the income. But with 3 bases, Dark replaced those drones pretty quick. But it will still set him back about a wave or 2 of unit production that he's going to need. As right now, you see, he has 1 larva. And he's building as many drones. Oh my god. Nope, nope, babies. I'm sorry, please. Please, no. The Queens with the body block on the Adepts just shouldering him out of the way. They've had enough. And that lack of larva, it really hurts Zergling production. Now that's the main part of this that herO has done. is enforcing Dark to replace those drones, or be behind economically. He has now set himself up to potentially get more damage because Dark has been so limited on potential unit production. Now that means he can't be losing these Stalkers, but a tenuous victory turning into more permanent advantage here potentially for herO. The Zerglings just head to the other side of the map. Dark. There's an oh my, no, god damn it, herO. God damn it. Why are there no real fake doors? Oh, he just uses recall. He's gonna lose the, okay, you know what, that stasis is pretty sick. And that's a lot of oracles, but he's still gonna lose some Stalkers. And now this went from a solid position to, you know, that stasis probably saved him. Oh my god. You know how much of his pride, like, if someone developed a door for Protoss, herO, I bet, if he gave him 50% of his prize money, herO would still make more money. That's how much more he would win. Just think of how much easier this would be if he didn't have to recall his oracles because an adept was on too much of a diet plan. All right? How are you on a diet plan? You don't have a mouth. Getting a lot of sunlight. Remember, we're plants. Well, it appears, though, there are 15 mutas on the way. I wanted to talk about the Spire earlier, but things kind of went sideways. Like that adept in the doorway. But a lot of the Zerglings have gone down. He did lose that 4th base. He's going to try to fight straight up. Lost a lot of the queens here as well to the army and the oracles. The mutas are trying to fight. Blink is done. Zerglings on top of the Stalkers. Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's a disaster for herO. This goes from a solid position where he has map control and is slowly whittling down Dark to a desperate scramble for Phoenixes while he still has the economy. And oh my god, that door's open! Why aren't you going in, Dark? I have no idea. He's actually just going to go for the Cyber Core. Phoenixes are built, but not nearly enough of them so far. They technically outrange the mutas, but practically it's a little more difficult to keep up on them. They require a literally perfect micro to stay at the edge of that range. So far, herO managing it. Charge Lot's warped in. Dealing with them. Dark is inside the house. Zergling's in the main. Shield battery overcharge. It feels like Dark is not really taking as much advantage of this situation as he could be. 15 probes. Dark has 60 drones. Oh, the main base getting cleaned up as he can only warp in Zealots, so he lost the Cyber Core. It's just now rebuilding. The mutas fighting Stalkers and Phoenixes alike. More Stalkers warped in. 17 probes. So herO will live as Dark is not able to lay down a killing blow. Mutas, not the quite brittle creatures when it comes to direct confrontation. Dark still has a solid position. He did lose a lot of hatcheries, and he's running into that larva issue yet again, where he just simply doesn't have enough larva. He has 0 larva on the map. He's spending every single one, and he still has money and minerals in the bank. Now, granted, not a ton of them, but herO has limited his production. Nice amount of drones now for Dark. But as time goes on, the mutas are going to get worse and worse. I'm surprised Dark hasn't built any corruptors. At this stage, he seems committed to the mutas. But without corruptors, and now the Phoenix count reaching in higher single digits, should still be enough to kite the mutas most of the way across the map. The Stalkers are confident enough. They know the Phoenixes are coming, trying to fight this. It ain't gonna work. The Zerglings are in the natural, but I don't think this will force herO all the way back like it has before. Trying to fight the mutas. Dark. Wow. Dark just taps it out? Let's see. Well, Dark is making 7 more mutas. It feels like... yeah, with that many Phoenixes, with the... It isn't 100%, but he's only building mutas here. He was trying to see how far he could drive it home. And herO, he gets one back. Now, Granted, it wasn't the most convincing, but at the same time, it was a victory. He's on the board. The tides have turned, or at least receded somewhat. We'll see how Dark decides to follow that up. It did feel like a little bit of a whether or not I could, whether or not I should, which is like 95% of the time people build mutas. Is that sentiment? But we do go to game 4. All right, it's not over yet, but still a bit of a tenuous victory for herO. Game 4, Royal Blood. We've switched colors, but thankfully it's not a... Oh my god. Ah, so this is how Dark feels about... Well, Dark is expanded. Not to his natural. Not to his third. But directly outside of herO's base. Because... Of course he has. You know, based on the outcome of that game, I didn't want to say it, but it almost feels like Dark was just trying it, didn't work out, because he knew he had a build for this map. Feels like when Dark beats his opponents, he doesn't want to just destroy them physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. And this is the kind of thing, this follow-up, it's a Spinecrawler rush. Oh my. Here we go again. The creep, he just noticed it. He builds a robo in the main. He's gonna go with the Immortals to defend. So, he didn't see it. It was designed so that it was just slightly out of vision, but... Oh, you need to... pull another probe. He's thinking about the high ground. Loses a probe to start. That Stalker needs to be out there pressuring the Spine Crawlers, not chasing a Zergling. Oh, no. Now, there's a lot of time to prepare here. And this isn't the... Oh, my. Well, it always seems like that. The Spine Crawlers come slamming in your... Whenever you got tentacles coming through your pseudo-doorway, that's... You know, either very good or very bad, and that's very dependent on who you are. Do you force field here? Like the Zerglings are gonna try to force the issue. The battery isn't gonna happen. Brenda is inside the house like she owns the place. It does say Royal Blood on the nameplate. So here we are. The only queen on the map. Is that true? Yes. There can only be one! And Dark just rips down the front door, or well, at least the front wall, like it's barely even there. The Nexus now. Zergling speed is almost done. He may catch the Zergling on the bounce here. I mean, the Stalker tries to bait out a force field. There is an Immortal. Good luck using it. Yeah, he's chunking through here. 3 Spine Crawlers. The positioning on the spines is filthy. Right at the edge here. Like, he can't. No. No, he can't even pretend like he's gonna go for it. There's no real angle to catch him with force field. He's creeping into the natural. Like, this shouldn't... He didn't finish Warp Gate. The Immortals trying to fight, but the Zerg just bounces back. He's already got enough creep that he can't re-expand. Like, Dark makes this look like a standard macro build. But it is incredibly technical to execute and takes some significant cojones to even attempt. He's building drones at his Proxy Hatch right now. An Observer does come out, but the Zerglings will threaten, knowing herO's proclivity for leaving opportunities. Building an Overlord out here. So, Dark just ripped away the natural and said, well, that's enough. My work here is done. Are there gonna be enough Zerglings? Will he fight with the Broodlings? He's thinking about it. Did some damage. Nope, just cancels his larva. Creep will be cleared, but now Dark is creeping towards the center. And if the creeps touch, that's when the magic happens. Oh no. You go too far out, you know. He's waiting. Dark says it's been long enough. Hitting the natural. That Nexus. Oh no, the sentries! He has one more force field. Near perfect. But the Nexus. Actually, herO. I mean, it doesn't... Yeah, that was about as perfect as it was ever going to get. That was the absolute best case scenario, I think. As herO still hasn't lost an army unit. He wasn't forced to cancel his Nexus. He kept both of his sentries alive. So... And Dark lost a lot of Zerglings. 16 lings for nothing. Which was the majority of the lings he has on the entire map. And now an Immortal drop. Unchallenged. Well, I guess the Queens are upset about it, but without Zerglings, the Immortals should be able to focus him down eventually. Ravager Ling. Lot of Queens. Very unhappy about this. Oh, bouncing back and forth. Juggling. War Prism speed on the way. He's gonna try to Ruptor drop. I know I said they felt kind of impotent, but in this scenario with very limited economy, and where clearly Dark has gone for Ravagers, well, there's opportunity here. And also, herO was kind of forced down the Robo route by Dark's shenanigans. herO following it up. It's so weird. It's like such a weird scenario. Which I would say favors Dark because it is weird. Just like generally. He does have his lair done. He's not even upgrading Roach speed. I think because he's turning every Roach into a Ravager. It's going to be a speed prism. And the threat of mutas is marginally lower than usual. Because of the economies and because of how poorly last game went. The Queens! Ruptors knock out one. And then the Queens knock out the other. No! No Queen hit by a Disruptor will be tainted in this place. That Protoss technology has no place in our pure hive. That was pretty hardcore. Royal Blood! On Royal Blood. The Disruptor shots, going for the drones, get a dozen, but yeah, well, Dark strikes back with everything. Blast apart the Immortals! Oh, the sacrifice was not in vain. Oh my god, herO didn't even bother trying to remake a wall. 10 probes down. Just like that. And herO didn't really have 10 probes to lose. Disruptor shot. Gets a couple of the Ravagers. Colossus holding the door. More Ravagers down. The natural Nexus might be vulnerable. Everything at the third is being cleaned up. Still one Ravager there. herO in Trouble Town, though. And the Disruptors looking to clip the Ravager on the way out. Get a lot of the Zerglings. Ooh, nice dodge on that. But once again, we're thrown into a chaotic situation. And mutas, I didn't even notice the Spire. The mutas, but this time, herO does not have a Stargate at all. Does he have blink? No, no blink. His anti-air. There's even an observer. Oh yeah, those force fields, a poor excuse for a wall. Nothing. Nothing. The Zerglings will get in and confirm the severe lack of anti-air. Oh my god, in the third, in the natural. Dark is where you sleep, where you live, where you pretend to eat. And the mutas are everywhere else. Dark. He says it didn't work last game, but I'll make it work this time. He's orchestrated the game to this point. The mastermind behind it all. The final boss. Mutas earlier were just foreshadowing. There's like non-blink stalkers. He's just killing probes as the stalkers marginally annoy them. The mutas will heal. herO tried to send, I think, a prism out to do something. I'm not sure what he means to accomplish. There's 2 Ruptors, and you just beat the... just like this. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. As he tries to blink with the prism. No, it's over. Dark, with a dominant 3-1, will be your first finalist for the Korean StarCraft 2 League Summer Slam. Slamming herO out of the tournament in convincing fashion. Dark taking no prisoners as they just slow him down. God, that was such a Dark series. On his game is Nemesis. No longer. Well, actually, technically still is. He has a lot of games to make up before that, but this is a lot of progress. Wow. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out the Korean StarCraft 2 at the Patreon in the description after you like and subscribe. And if you have the means of motivation, well, I got one as well. So thank you for the support. Thank you for watching, Jimmy. 1,121 going for this time around. I hope I made your day a little bit better. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.